So I've created a little bit of a just short dashboard. It has one prompt and one analysis with two views. And you can see that if I just select something in organization, the views are pretty static, and here I happen to already set the bar graph to department, but over here in my data table it shows everything. So let me show you what we want to do. I'm going to come over into my prompt and show you the presentation variables that I've already set. So here in company, I set a presentation variable called comp_p_v. In organization, I did a very similar thing. I set a presentation variable orga_p_v. Same with department. dept_p_v, and same finally with office. offi_p_v. So let me take you back to our dashboard and show you one other thing I did to help us visualize a little bit better what's going on. I created this text block underneath the filters right here, where I put in a label and then our actual variable value. Now I said that I was going to have comp_p_v, and that's our company value, and then I said just give me a dash as our default value if it's uninitialized. That's purely my own choice to use a dash as essentially our null value. But I included this so that as we play around initially, you can see what we're talking about. So you might have noticed this before when I was showing you initially, but here are the labels down here. And we've just refreshed and opened our dashboard, so all four of the variables are set to their initial values of dash. If I come down here into organization and I choose two organizations, organization has its value set as a text string, everything else is still the default. Now there end up being a lot of exciting and interesting things you can do when you set a presentation variable this way. One thing to note is that in the string that shows up next to the label here, where the drop down is, it says inbound org semicolon, and then it goes on to the next value, international org. In the text string of the presentation variable, it's actually going to show up as a comma. So if you end up getting into any logic where you're going to parse this text string to find out what's in it, just remember that it's a comma instead of what you might think looking at the visualization, which is a semicolon. But that works, and I can do that at any level, and you can see these variables are getting set. Now, if you notice just what happened there, when I chose an office, it cleared out the organization choices that I had made that didn't return any values. So it had been, and actually you can see because I have my prompts set to affect each other, there isn't anything else I can choose at this level, and I'd have to go here and reset to default values all my filters. So now let me show you what I want to do, which is I want to have just one column with a label in it and our value, and I want the values in that column to dynamically adjust based on what I'm chosen in the prompt. What I specifically said was that when the user selects an organization, the aggregation will default to departments. So if I come here to organization, what I would want is I would now and maybe international organization is a bad example because it only has a single department. But here, I want the aggregation to be at the level of just assemble department and manufacture department. And while in this example, assemble department has only one office, and so we know that assemble department value, manufacture department, we'd have to add that to get it. And I just want it to be one column with assemble department, manufacture department, and another column with the values for each of those two, not the three we currently see. Now, in our bar graph, I said that I had chosen department and made that static for any view. Well, this is the view I'd want to see, but I want it to dynamically adjust so that if I chose just the manufacturer department, I get a single bar because I'm still a department, but what I really want is a bar for each office because office is the next level down from department. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to add one column to my analysis, and then I'm going to use it in both of those views. So I'm going to just add another offices value over here and change it a little bit. Edit the formula first. I'm going to call it group. And then now we want to put our logic here. So let me show you a little example of what we want to do. I created a case statement, and it's basically, I'm going to go from the bottom up. So I'm going to start with office, then department, then organization, then company, asking in each case, is the value of the presentation variable, which I default to dash, not equal to the default value dash. We could put anything we want in these dashes, they would just all have to be the same. I'm just assigning a default value and then asking for this case right here, is it right now the same as the default value? It either will or won't be. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and when I find that office is not equal to the default value, I know I've already filtered an office and that's really the level that I want to show. But if not, then I'm moving on to my next when clause and saying if department, which I assign the default value of dash, is not equal to dash, then I know that I've selected a department, one or more, and I want to aggregate at the office level. Organization, same thing. If I've selected an organization, then I want to aggregate at the department level. If I've selected a company, I want to aggregate at the organization level. And finally, if I make it all the way down here and none of those were true, I want to aggregate at the company level. So that's my case statement. I just need to fill in each of these commented values, and I made it pretty easy for myself. Office, department, organization, and finally company. Press OK. No formatting errors. Now if I go over my results, we should expect that we see it at, and actually, well, we need to change our view a little bit, but you'll see the group dynamically set to the company value. And because right now this analysis isn't linked to any prompts, we know that these are going to default to their default values, and we should expect this. So let's quickly change the view. This is pretty easy because the group got added to every view, and you know that it always does whenever you add it to an existing analysis. I'm just going to exclude all the columns I'm not interested in. And here's that view we would select where expect dynamic group is the company because nothing else is specified. We're going to save that. I want to do the same thing real quick with the bar graph. And I just want to pull department out so that it's only by group. And as again we would expect, we get our companies. So done. Save this. Go back to my dashboard. And now let's just try it. So we don't have anything selected. It defaulted to company. That's the way we programmed it. Let's say I want to choose an organization, production organization, and there we have it. We can check if these values are correct because in our prompt, production organization only has the values here: assemble department, manufacture department. If we choose manufacture department, our views again dynamically update so that we get the two offices, and we group by office here and here. So I hope you all found this interesting. It's the ways that you can then go with this type of logic are pretty big. You can set a lot of different things to dynamically change. There are a lot of business cases where your business customer says it has to be a certain way, and this may be the way to accomplish that. Some of the things that I've done or that this could be applied to may better be solved by using a hierarchy built in the repository, but if you need explicitly what I've shown here, you can get it, and even if you don't, it's a great exercise to understand the case logic and all the directions that you can go once you have these presentation variables